BBC Television presents...
Hancock.
Have you ever thought of breaking out, Hancock?
Out of prison, you mean? I've heard you've done a bit of that, Sid.
Not prison.
Then I stand corrected. You mean breaking and entering, don't you? That's when you break in. I thought you'd done a bit of that too in your time, Sid.
You're not taking me seriously. I'm trying to break the mould, Hancock. I need a change. I want to play a part that really stretches me.
What do you want? You played Buttons in the East Jean pantomime last Christmas, didn't you? Oh, wait a minute. Was it Wishy Washy? Surely that's going to be the highlight of your career, Sid. And when you missed the last 2 steps on the staircase, that must have stretched you, didn't it?
Flaming Buttons. That's not a serious part. It's just a bit of fun. I want something in the West End. You know, the red carpet. I don't make it now, I never will.
You're at a dangerous age, Sid. 49, isn't it? That's time for your midlife crisis. You're beginning to question the very meaning of existence. Shall I go on as a gnarled old hack actor, or shall I just have done with it and top myself?
That's rubbish. I'm not going to top myself. I've got everything to live for, haven't I?
Well, I can't say that I'd noticed, Sid. Of course you have. Plenty to live for. I'm only joking.
You're right. You summed it up. I'm just a jobbing actor doing rubbish parts in the Carry-On films and Hancock's Half Hour.
Now, steady on, old chap. I take exception to my show being called rubbish. You may be rubbish, but the part's very good, as are the rest of the cast. I've heard Hancock himself is particularly comedic.
I don't mean it like that, do I? I'm grateful and everything. Thanks for the part, Hancock.
Well, that's better. I should hope so. I might have to go solo otherwise.
It's just that I need to stretch me wings and perhaps try something else apart from comedy. I'm getting a bit stereotyped, don't you think?
Laughing stock is how I would put it, Sid. Hang on, Sid. You were very good as the Rumpo Kid in Carry On Cowboy. It could have been you. Have you thought about westerns?
Westerns are a bit old-fashioned. I want something cutting-edge with a bit of class. A tuxedo rather than a Stetson.
Tuxedo, eh, Sid? What about romantic comedy? Aging father figure meets young blonde and has a whirlwind romance before being outed by the #MeToo movement.
You're still not taking me seriously. To cut a long story short, I'm thinking about appearing in the Bond movie.
Well, now you're talking, Sid. A Bond villain could be right up your street. I can picture it now. No one suspected that the gnarled and avuncular-looking Sid James was actually a Russian GRU agent plotting to undermine Theresa May and Brexit with his amazing computer hacking skills and nerve gas. Sidovsky Jamesky, they should call you.
I don't just want a part in it. I want to be James Bond.
Wait a minute. I must be hearing things. Bond? Is there a villain or sidekick with that name in the film? I haven't heard of one.
No, I want to be the main man, the hero in a serious film who beats the bad guys and gets the girl at the end.
I'm sorry, Sid. I've never heard anything so ridiculous. Sid James as James Bond. You're past it, mate. That's a good one. That's a cracker. I can die happy now. I've heard it all.
Past it, you say? I'm a year younger than Daniel Craig, if you must know, and he's a personal friend. We went to school together.
No, you didn't, Sid. It's the first I've heard of it anyway. What school did you and Daniel attend then? What did you call him? Danny boy?
It was Walnut Tree Walk Primary School, if you must know. We were in year 1 together before I moved.
You just made that up. There's no such school. So who'd have thought it? Not one, but 2 James Bond emerged from the tiny primary school, Walnut Tree Walk Primary School. It's a miracle. You're making it up, mate. Go and have a lie down.
So you can mock, but Daniel wants to move on and they're auditioning for the part. So I've decided to throw my hat in the ring and the great Gobby Celery is coming round to have an informal chat. And he's even bringing Judy Lunch, who plays M, to see if we're compatible.
Gobby, Celery and Judy Lunch, eh? They do know who you are, don't they? You're not pretending to be RS Elba on Facebook again, are you, Sid? Like the time you tried to get that parting casualty.
Of course I'm not, and that Idris Elba thing was an accident. My Twitter account got mixed up with his, that's all. No, Gobby said I'd been highly recommended.
My God, you're serious, Sid. When are they coming round? I'd better get me best suit back from the dry cleaners. I've got a bow tie somewhere, I'll dig it out.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. James. Oh, it's great to see you in the flesh. I've heard so much about you. Oh, you're a legend in the world of acting. I thought you'd be much younger, though.
I've just had a hard night, Mr. Celery. I know I'm a legend. It's great to meet you. I'm a big fan of you and James Bond.
You can call me Gobby, because I can see we're going to be big pals.
And this must be the wonderful Dame Judy Lunch.
Just Judy, if you don't mind, Mr. James. Yes, it's great to see you. I've seen so many of your wonderful films. You're up there with the greats of the film industry.
Hang on a minute. Are you sure you're talking about the same man? Greats of the film industry. This is Sid James. You know, the ugly one in the Carry On films and Hancock's Half Hour.
Who is this fellow? I don't think I've seen him before. He looks a bit furtive. I've seen people like him before, hanging around the stage door. Sid, I particularly admired you in the Lavender Hill Mob, Quartermass and the Hell Drivers. Oh, you're very versatile. Just what we're looking for. We think you'll slip into the role like Marilyn Monroe slips into a 90.
Yes, you're obviously a man of taste. That summed it up very nicely, Gobby.
Sid James says Marilyn Monroe. I've heard everything now. Put him in a frock. That'll really pull the punters in.
You've really got the sort of chiselled, rugged good looks that Daniel Craig and Sean Connery have made essential for the role of James Bond. You're a real man, Mr. James, and that's what we need.
I don't know about chiselled. More blunt instrument, if you ask me, Miss Lunch.
Have you ever done any naked love scenes, Mr. James? Perhaps you could give us a little demonstration. Oh, you know, au naturel. Show us your muscles.
You gotta be joking. I'm not taking me kit off. What, with Dame Judy Lunch and in front of Hancock?
You can practice with me if you like. I don't mind, Sydney. But in the film, it will probably be Emma Watson.
And you can get your hands off those curtains, Celery. He's not practising in here, you know. I've gone to great lengths to avoid such things. I'd have to cover me eyes. It could leave me with a nervous twitch.
You know, you can always leave, Mr. Hancock, if you're a bit of a prude. There's nothing wrong with sex, you know. We've all done it. Yes, we're all consenting adults in here, aren't we? Or at least I think we are.
Stop! This is my house, and you can't use it as a knocking shop. I'm not going to break the habit of a lifetime and catch a sight of Sid James in the altogether. I once saw him in his wife fronts, and it's left me permanently scarred.
He's right, you know. I don't think I'm ready to do a love scene, if you don't mind. Perhaps I could do it on the second audition.
Oh, what a pity. I think you've got a tremendous physique, Sid, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, go ahead and say that if you like, Dame Judy. I do like to keep myself toned. They have to throw me out of the gym, you know, when it closes.
Toned? Toned? Him toned? Tone deaf, more like. The only toning he does is a few arm flings in front of the bird next door when he thinks she's looking.
Don't take any notice of him, Dame Judy. He's never seen me naked. He just said so. I've got the body of a 30-year-old.
Yes, the body of a very unfit 30-year-old Sid James, to be precise.
Okay, we'll leave the love scenes till next time. What about fighting, Sydney? You'll be required to fight an array of Bond villains as usual. Oh, Mr. Hancock, oh, you wouldn't like a part of a villain, would you? I can picture you with me producer's hat on here. Sid, they are smashing your face in.
I'm pretty good at that. I don't mind practising it either. I could punch Hancock's face in now if you like.
You leave my face out of this. No, I don't want a role in your rotten film. I'm just here to make sure you don't take advantage of my friend, Sydney. I know what you film producers are like.
Perhaps you'll give us a few moves, Mr. James. A karate chop or two. Mixed martial arts is all the rage, you know.
Mixed martial arts? A mixed grill more like. Thump some mushrooms, fried bread and a few rashes on a plate. That's our Sid.
Don't listen to him, Gobby. I used to be a boxer. I've still got it. That's how I got me nose. I went 20 rounds with this giant of a bloke who hid a horseshoe in his glove.
Giant? It was a jockey, and he put on the wrong gloves.
Oh, Sid, I think I'm falling in love. You've definitely been around. You can do all your own stunts. A real action man.
He'll definitely have to do all his own stunts. Who else are you going to find that looks like him? He's got unique genes. There's a special gene for wrinkles, and he's got both of them.
No, I think we can get around the stunt double issue. The make-up department are very ingenious nowadays. We can make anyone look like you, and you, Mr. James, look like anyone we want to.
You mean you want to change the way I look? How can you improve on perfection?
Just a teensy little bit, Mr. James. I wasn't thinking about a mask or nothing, but you know, cosmetic surgery, a nip here and a tuck there.
I thought you liked the way I look. You said I was just right for the part.
Oh yes, you're definitely the man for the job, all right. You look just like our James Bond.
Oh, thank you anyway, Judy. I'm going to enjoy doing the part. What about my voice?
Oh dear, Sid. You'll have to have some elocution lessons.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
It's not.
The name's Bond. James Bond. Just shut up, Hancock. They think I'm perfect for the part.
Oh, don't worry about talking, Mr. James. There isn't any talking or lines. You'll have nothing to learn. You'll have nothing to worry about.
But James Bond can't go through the whole film without saying anything. There's dialogue and stuff, isn't there? A script. He's got to chat up the birds and slag off the villains, isn't he?
No, that's the other James Bond, Sydney. She's the one who does all the talking.
What do you mean the other James Bond? There's only one James Bond. He doesn't have a twin or nothing. And you said she, didn't you? He's not a she.
You see, in the new James Bond novel, we flash forward to see James Bond when he's an old man. One of the old Bond villains comes back and tries to kill him. The new movie, the real present-day Bond, is Jill Bond, and she's a she. Oh, we're all gender fluid nowadays.
Wait a minute, Gobby, have I got this straight? I fight the old Bond villain, and then I get the Bond girl.
No, not quite. He kills you, and that's the end of it.
So, there isn't a Bond girl, but you wanted to see me make love.
Oh, to be brutally honest, I just wanted to see you with your kit off.
Right, you celery, lunch, get out. I'm contacting the Me Too movement. You can't play fast and loose with my mate Sid James.
Thanks, Hancock. I guess I was getting a bit big-headed for me own good. That will teach me a lesson.
Times have changed, Sid, me old mucker. You weren't to know that the part of James Bond was going to a woman. No, you would have made a rotten Jill Bond, but you make a really good Sid James.